Hello everyone, it's me Gagan Kumar present over here to teach you physics. Let's move on to the video. Today we will be discussing practice MCQ on thermodynamics. So already we have discussed some questions on kinetic theory. Now today we will be continuing some questions on thermodynamics. So here I will be discussing some concepts regarding first law of thermodynamics and how to calculate work done from a graph and change in internal energy from graph. So this type of conditions we will see here. Now come to the question here. First law of thermodynamics concerns conservation of dash. So here option A is given heat, work, momentum and energy. Okay. So remember first law of thermodynamics is basically delta Q, that is equal to delta U plus delta W. So this is called basically your heat change. Okay, change in heat or heat, and this is your internal energy. So this is your heat, this is your internal energy. Okay. So everything basically change written, that's why delta word is given. So delta Q means change in heat, internal energy, and here it is work done. Here it is work done. Okay. So remember whenever you are giving heat to a system, suppose it is a system, to this system if you are giving heat, then what will happen? Now this heat will increase internal energy of this system. Due to that the system, so internal energy will increase, due to that the system will do some work. Okay. So work will be done by the system. So when you are providing the heat, that means what is happening? Now here you are providing some energy, that energy is converting to some other form of energy like internal energy and work done. Okay, so that means it is basically what? It is a conservation of energy. Okay, so that means energy can transfer from one form to another form. Okay, and neither be created nor be destroyed. So this type of thing basically it is telling. So you can understand first law of thermodynamics is what? Now based on the conservation of energy. Okay. Now in this this is basically first law. So first law of thermodynamics, and here some important points. Remember, whenever heat is added to a system, then delta Q will be greater than 0. When heat is rejected by the system or removed from the system, then delta Q will be negative. So this sign convention lesson remember here. So here what is this? Now Q is added, and here Q is removed. Okay. So heat is basically removed. Similarly, remember this delta U term. So delta U term basically what? Now delta U will be greater than 0 when T increases. If T increases, then your change in internal energy will be greater than 0, which is positive. If T decreases, then your change in internal energy will be negative. Okay, delta U will be negative. Now come to delta W. Delta W is what? Now remember, if volume increases, okay, so delta W is basically work done. Volume increases, then work done will be basically what? Positive. And here basically remember in thermodynamics, in physics basically what we take? Now our work done is nothing but one basically what? Now one gas is there inside a cylinder, and here you are having a piston. So when this gas you are giving heat, this piston will move upward. If it moves upward, then what will happen? Volume increases. And if volume increases, remember work done is nothing but P into delta V. Okay. So that means if volume increases means delta V will be positive. If delta V is positive, then what will happen? Now work done will be positive. So that means you can tell work done is greater than 0 when work is done by the system. That means system is doing the work by the system. So that means this gas molecule is doing work. That means it is pushing the piston when you are giving heat to that gas particles or molecules. Now here delta W will be less than 0 when work is done on the system. Work is done on the system. Work is done on the system. Okay. So here remember, so here work is done by the system is positive and on the system is negative. Okay. On the system means what? You are pushing this piston downward. If you push the piston downward, then your volume will decrease. Okay, whatever this volume is there, if your push piston is coming what? Downward, then volume is decreasing. Okay, this volume space. So it is decreasing. If it is decreasing, then what will happen? Delta V will become negative. If delta V negative, delta W also negative. So here what will happen? Now work done will be negative. So remember in physics, mostly work done concept we take like this, but this is the reverse in your in your chemistry. So this much idea you keep in mind, and remember always in physics, work done is basically what? Piston and cylinder system. Okay, if compressing, then volume decreasing, work done is becoming negative. If you are expanding, the gas is expanding, okay, then what is happening? Piston is moving up, volume is increasing. So what is happening? Now work done is positive. So this is the idea, remember. Along with this, remember here, this one is called basically what? Now this is your path function. Heat is a path function. Work done also you can tell is a path function, the path dependent. And delta U is what basically? Now this is your state function. It is a state variable. So it depends on the initial point and final point. Okay. Suppose a gas going from initial to final. So it will depend what? Change in energy you can write what? U final minus U initial. Okay, depends on the state, initial state, final state. In between which path you are going this path or that path, it does not matter which path you are going. Okay, but remember delta Q and delta W are path function, but delta is state variable which depends on the initial state and final state. Okay, now come to the next question. So based on these concepts, we will see some further questions also, we will try to give answer there. Now here, a system performs work delta W when an amount of heat delta Q is added to the system. Now the corresponding change in the internal energy delta U, a unique function of initial and final states irrespective of the mode of changes, is what? So they are telling here, you tell me what, which quantity or which term which basically changes or depends on the initial state, final state. Okay, just now you understand. So U is basically here a change in internal energy, and internal energy is state variable, depends on state of the system. So here what is happening? Now here the answer will be what? Now delta U, which depends on initial condition and final condition, does not depend how path you are taking. Okay, what path you are taking. So your answer will be what? Option D. Okay, so it is a very easy question. Now we will come to the next question. PV plots for two gases during adiabatic processes are shown in the figure. Plots 1 and 2 should correspond respectively what? So here some options are given, and here a PV diagram is given. So here one curve is given 1, here one curve is given 2, and they are telling this is for adiabatic change. And here helium, oxygen, oxygen, helium, helium, argon, oxygen, nitrogen, some gases are given also in options. Now they are telling, you tell this one represents which gas, this 2 represents which gas. Remember, to do this one, first you understand in this PV diagram for adiabatic process. Okay, so if a PV diagram is there for adiabatic process, okay, from PV diagram the slope will be what? Now slope will be nothing but that is gamma times P by V, gamma times P by V. Okay, so that means what happening here? Now the slope basically depends on what? Gamma. Slope is depend on gamma. That means if gamma is more, this implies slope will be more. And always remember, when you are coming from this side, you come from up, you come. Always you see this is a less slope and this is a more slope. Okay, so that means this 2 is basically more slope. So it is basically more tilted. Okay, more tilted means more slope having, and 1 is basically less slope. So that means you are understanding this 2 is having more slope and 1 is less slope. That means you can understand, you have to find the gamma for mono and gamma for dia and gamma for a polyatomic or triatomic also you can find. But here see in these options already given monoatomic, that means helium is a monoatomic, O2 is a what? Diatomic. So here also diatomic, monoatomic. So I need to check only gamma value for mono and dia. Remember, gamma value for monoatomic gas, okay, monoatomic gas means single atom, monoatomic gas is greater than diatomic gas, So that means gamma for monoatomic is more, means definitely I am telling here slope is more. So this will be what? Monoatomic, and this will be diatomic. Gas. Okay, so that means here either you can put oxygen or nitrogen, and here you can put either helium or argon. Okay, so a question is given here, helium, argon and oxygen, nitrogen. So now see here, they are telling the first one, the first curve is what? First curve is helium and oxygen. It is not correct because first graph should be that one should be diatomic, but here they are telling helium, so option 1 is not correct. Now second one, see O2He. So now they are telling what? This is yes, this is your O2 diatomic, and here telling monoatomic He. So this can be correct. So that means you can tell here B answer is correct, and definitely C won't be correct because both are telling monoatomic, so it won't be correct. Both are telling diatomic, so it won't be correct. Okay, because this slope is different as compared to this slope, and this slope is less. So here it is less slope. Remember, slope is less, and here slope is more. So 2 graph slope is more, so that represents basically monoatomic. Okay. So otherwise you can just remember here PV diagram. When PV diagram is given, okay, so here if you for adiabatic process it is given. Now do a 3 curve. This will represent mono, this will represent dia, this will represent tri. Okay, because for mono the gamma value is more actually. So gamma mono is more as compared to dia and tria. You come from up tri, dia, mono. Okay, otherwise from below you go mono, dia, tri. Okay, like that one you can remember. And if you any confusion is there about how this gamma value, gamma is called what? Now this gamma is called basically specific heat ratio. Okay, you can write here this gamma is nothing but Cp by Cv. Okay, so specific heat ratio at constant pressure by constant volume. So here what is happening? Gamma is called specific heat ratio, and its value if you want to calculate, this gamma is 1 plus by F. So there will be relation between gamma and F. So this F is called degree of freedom and gamma is called specific heat ratio. Degree of freedom for different gases, it is different. That's why gamma will be different for different gases. F is what? Now F is called degree of freedom. This is F basically degree of freedom. Remember, F is 3 for monoatomic, F is 5 for diatomic, F is 6 for non-linear triatomic. Okay, and remember F is 5 for diatomic also, and F is 5 for linear triatomic, but F equal to 6 for non-linear triatomic gas. Okay, and monoatomic gas what? Now monoatomic gas means like this type of gas, helium, neon, that type of argon. Okay, so that type of gases are basically monoatomic. Diatomic means oxygen, nitrogen, this type of gases. Triatomic non-linear means it is basically water. Okay, H2O you can take. And here a triatomic linear, suppose you are taking, that F value same comes, that is 5, that is basically what? Now you can take carbon dioxide. Okay, so carbon dioxide if you will take, so here carbon dioxide is a linear structure. You see 3 atoms are there, but it is a linear structure, so it is called linear triatomic. But water if you will take, water will be 3 atom, but structure is non-linear structure. So that's why this will be non-linear triatomic, degree of freedom is 6, and this is a linear triatomic, degree of freedom will be 5, and for diatomic also degree of freedom is 5, and for monoatomic degree of freedom is 3. Now if you substitute here, you will get the gamma values. From there you can understand, okay, what you can understand? Now gamma monoatomic is greater than gamma diatomic is greater than gamma triatomic. Okay, so triatomic will be less. Okay, so this is the relation you can remember. So here so many information in a very short interval of time you are understanding. So keep in mind, and whenever a slope is given to understand monoatomic, diatomic, then easily you go for gamma, which gamma is more. Or remember this thing, if you are coming from top, tri, dia, mono, so monoatomic gamma is more, so that's why its slope is more. Okay, now come to the next. In a cyclic process, work done by the system is what? 0, equal to heat given to the system, more than the heat given to the system, independent of heat given to the system. Okay. Now remember, if a cyclic process is there, suppose here a PV diagram is there, here I am telling a cyclic process. If a cyclic process is there, that means here initial point and final point are equal. So this is the cyclic process basically. And in this point thing what will happen? A change in internal energy becomes 0. Change in internal energy becomes 0. I will go for delta Q equal to delta U plus delta W. Here I can find delta Q equal nothing but delta W. This is the first law of thermodynamics. So FLOT, first law of thermodynamics. So it is telling delta Q equal delta U plus delta W. If delta U is 0 for cyclic process, delta Q will be delta W. Why it is happening? Now because initial point, final point same. So change in energy UF minus UI will be nothing but how much? 0. Because initial and final change in internal energy will be equal. So equal subtraction means it is 0. So that's why here what will happen, equal to heat given to the system, that will be nothing but what, work done. So work done is nothing but delta Q. Okay. So this is a very easy question also. So option B will be correct. I will go to the next question. The internal energy of a gas during isothermal expansion. Okay. Now remember, isothermal expansion means what? Iso means same, thermal means temperature. Okay. So isothermal process means basically what? Now temperature is constant. If temperature is constant, then it is called basically what? Isothermal process. Now in this isothermal process, if temperature is constant, then what will happen? Now remember, there will be no change in internal energy, because internal energy depends on the temperature. If temperature increases, delta U will be greater than 0. If temperature decreases, delta will be less than 0. If temperature remains constant, remember temperature remains constant means delta will be equal to 0. So change in internal energy 0, because U is constant also. Okay. So no temperature change, so no change in internal energy. So delta U 0 means it implies U equal to constant. U equal to constant. Okay. Delta means actually change, you can understand. Initial, final, or final, initial, like that. Mostly you will take final minus initial. Okay. Now we will go to the next question. A gas at state A changes to state B through a path I and 2I shown in the figure. So here you see your path is there, A to B, I and 2I. So in this path you are going like this. Okay. So in the first path you are going like this from A to B, and again you are returning like this. Okay. 2I path you are returning. Now what they are telling? The change in internal energy is delta U1 and delta U2 respectively. So they are telling for first path your change in internal energy delta U1, for second path change in internal energy what, basically delta U2. Now what they are telling? Respectively, then which of the following is correct? Okay. Now understand here. So here change in internal energy, if we will consider, it depends on initial state, final state. So here initial state, final state are same for both the processes. So what will happen? Now change in internal energy will be same for both the path. So your answer will be option C, for change in internal energy is same for both the case, because internal energy depends on final state and initial state. Okay. I will go to the next question. Now see, the heat energy absorbed by a system in going through a cyclic process as shown in the figure. Now here it is given volume, here it is given pressure. So volume in a liter. So remember 1 liter you can write as 10 to the power minus 3 meter cubic. Remember 1 liter is how much? 10 to the minus 3 meter cubic. And here pressure is given what? In kilopascal. So pressure is given in kilopascal. Kilopascal means what? 10 to the power 3 Pascal. Now you need to find what? You need to find the heat energy absorbed. First you see, this is a cyclic process. What this process is basically cyclic. If cyclic process, remember delta U will be 0. So why delta U 0? Because initial state, final state will be same. So change in energy, because in the delta U depends on the state of the system. So that's why delta U will be 0. So delta U is nothing but 0. So this is what you are getting. Then after, if heat you want to find, definitely go for delta Q. So delta Q will be nothing but delta U plus delta W. If this is 0, then it will become how much? Delta W. Okay. So your delta Q equal to how much? Delta W. If this is the condition coming, then you have to find the work done here. Remember, if a pressure and volume graph is there, remember pressure and volume, or volume and pressure graph is there, then area under this graph will give you what? Will give you work done. Remember, volume pressure or pressure volume is there, area under the graph what it will be? Will give you work done. Now you need to find area of this total circle. Now see, what is the area of a circle? Now normally, if a circle radius I know r, then area of the circle is nothing but pi r square. Okay. Now you need to check about here what? Now circle radius you need to check. But in this, see, so here diameter we know 10 and 30, some 10 here, 30 here, 10 here, 30 here, some readings are given. So what I will do, now here if I will check the diameter for this sphere, diameter coming how much? Now here to here it coming 30, 30 and 10, that means 20. Diameter is coming 20 kilopascal. And in here if I'll check how much will come diameter. Now here if I'll check, this diameter will come nothing but, okay, 10 and 30, the difference is nothing but 20. So it will be 20 liter. So 20 liter and 20 kilopascal. Now what will do? Now if area we want to find, write pi, this radius how much it is. Now here diameter is 20, means radius will be 10 kilopascal. So I can write that one as 10 into 10 to the power 3, 10 into 10 to the power 3. And here if a liter I want to write, so what I can write here? Now here I can write, it is here nothing but 10 into 10 to the power minus 3. So that will be your work done. Okay. Now this is see, radius basically here r square, and here you see this r, you take basically nothing but r1, it take r2, and this r square I can write as pi r1 into r2. So this is the area of the circle, So here but the readings are given kilopascal liter, that's why I am taking r1 r2 and then I am multiplying. Now here how much coming? 10 into 10 to the power 3, 10 into 10 to the power minus 3. Now this will get cancelled. So how much getting? 10 to the power 2 pi, and everything in SI unity. So it will come basically what? Joule. It will come basically what? Joule. Okay. So what you are understanding here, now if a circle is there, if this radius is r1, this radius is r2, then area will be what? Pi r1 into r2. Okay, pi r1 into r2. So you find r1 and r2 separately and do multiplication. Okay. So and if r1 r2 are equal, then it will become r square, which is our normal method for circle. But here units are little different. That's why I am taking r1 r2 and I am multiplying that. Okay. So this is what remember, because here it is liter given, here it is given pascal, but options are given in joule. So that's mean that means you have to little modify. Okay, from liter to SI unity, from kilopascal to SI unity, then after you can get answer in joule. So exactly matching with option what? Option B. So B option will be correct. Okay. So this is the idea, remember, and always remember when a PV diagram is given, the area under the graph will give you work done. Okay, how to calculate work done? If it is cyclic process, delta U will be 0 and that work done will be nothing but heat. According to, this is according to what? This is according to first law of thermodynamics. Okay. Now come to the next question. A thermodynamic system is taken through the cyclic process P, Q, QR, RS and SP. Now what they are asking, now the net work done by the system is how much? Okay. Now remember here, so here this is the area of this rectangle. Okay, so rectangle is given, so area is given, but here see one thing is given, one is cyclic process. In the cyclic process, one arrow is given like this. So this arrow is called basically what? Anti-clockwise arrow, and this type of arrow is given what it is? It is your clockwise arrow. Okay, so clockwise direction, anti-clockwise direction. Remember, if anti-clockwise given, then here work done will be how much? Work done will be negative. If clockwise given, work done will be how much? Now work done will be positive. Okay, so remember always in a cyclic process, in a PV diagram, if anti-clockwise picture is there, anti-clockwise direction of arrow is there, then it is negative. If clockwise there, then work done will be positive. Okay, anti-clockwise negative, clockwise is positive. So in this case you see, definitely this arrow is given like this, this and this and this. So it is basically represents anti-clockwise direction. So anti-clockwise means definitely it will what? Negative. That means either option B or option D. Either option B or option D. Now you understand here. So here to here length you find, here to here breadth you find. Okay, so this you consider like length L, and here this one consider like breadth B. If you will find that, then you will get basically area, because it is a rectangle. So rectangle area is nothing but what? That is your work done. So work done is nothing but area of PQRS rectangle. So that is nothing but how much? Length into breadth. Length into breadth. So length is given how much? Now 300 cc and 100 cc. If a difference will take, it will come 200 cc. Now length is nothing but 200 cc. Cc means 10 to the power minus 6 meter cubic. Remember, 1 cc is 10 to the power minus 6 meter cubic in SI unity, because everything is given in joule. So I have to write 1 cc equal 10 to the minus 6 meter cubic, because cc means centimeter cubic. Okay, centimeter cubic, that is 10 to the minus 6 meter cubic. into breadth is how much? Kilopascal, and you see here 100, here 200, then difference will be how much? 100 kilopascal. So you can write here 100 into 10 to the power 3. Now if we check this one, here it is coming how much? Here 2 into 10 to the power 4 into 10 to the power minus 6 into 10 to the power 3. So that means here it is coming how much? 2 into 10 to the power 7 minus 6. Okay, 4 plus 3 7 and minus 6 is there. So we will check this one, it will come how much? 20 joule. 20 joule. But I told you this cycle is what? Anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise means work done is negative. So definitely at last answer I can put here my work done is what? Negative. Why negative? Now because cycle is anti-clockwise. So answer will be what? Option B, which is minus 20 joule. Minus 20 joule. So this is the way you need to calculate. So suppose remember here a rectangle can happen, circle can happen, triangle can happen. So you always need to find the area of that particular picture. Okay. So once you are finding area, then automatically you can get the work done. Okay. That is what you need to understand here. And remember, if anti-clockwise cycle, work done negative, clockwise cycle, work done is positive. Okay. Now come to the next question. A gas is expanded from a value or from a value basically volume value V0 to 2V0 under 3 processes. This is called what basically? This is your isobaric. Isobaric. This is your isothermal. This is your adiabatic. Adiabatic. Okay. So this 3 diagram is given. Now they are asking what? They are asking the change in internal energy relation will be what? Some here options are given. Okay. So remember in isobaric process what happens? Now isobaric process pressure is constant. Remember. So this is the first process. Isobaric process pressure is constant. If pressure constant, then volume if increases, then what will happen? Now temperature also increases. Okay. Now remember if temperature increases, then delta U becomes greater than 0, or you can tell delta U is nothing but what? Positive. Delta U is positive. Okay. That means for this graph delta U1 will come what? Positive value. Okay. Remember isobaric process pressure constant. If pressure remains constant, it will increase volume. This is also constant. N is the number of moles, R is the gas constant, and a T value will increase. So if pressure volume increases, then temperature increases. So here if you are increasing the volume, then what is happening? Temperature increasing, which is ultimately increasing your internal energy. Now come to isothermal process. Isothermal process means what? Temperature is constant, and you know if temperature remains constant, that implies delta U equal to 0. So here you see, so here in this second process delta U2 how much will come? 0, because temperature is constant. Temperature is constant means change in internal energy is 0. Now adiabatic, see remember here in adiabatic expansion, remember temperature decreases. Okay, in adiabatic expansion what happens? Temperature decreases. So if temperature decreases, then delta U will be what? Delta will be less than 0, or you can tell delta U is nothing but delta U is negative. Okay, or you can tell also adiabatic process Q is constant. If Q constant, then delta Q is how much? Now delta Q will be 0. If delta Q is 0, then your delta W will be nothing but minus delta U, or you can write delta U is nothing but minus delta W. Okay. So this is the relation I will get from the first law of thermodynamics. If Q constant, delta Q 0, and if delta Q 0, we will put in this delta Q equal to delta U plus delta W, then here delta U will become minus of dW. That means here in adiabatic process what is happening? Delta U3 is coming negative. Okay. So positive, 0, negative, that definitely I can tell delta U1 is greater than delta U2 and delta U2 is greater than delta U3. So answer will be option A. Okay. So remember for isobaric expansion what is happening here? Pressure constant, so temperature is increasing and delta U will be positive, here 0, here negative. Accordingly you arrange this options. Okay. So option A will be correct in this case. I hope you understand today's discussion about questions along with some concepts. Okay. In the next video we will be uploading more questions and concepts based on thermodynamics. Okay. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe Vidya Lakshmi NEET Academy YouTube channel. All the very best. Thank you so much.